Crew, what's good? It's Rubber Captain here, man, coming back at y'all with another video. So I had a subscriber, ask me about the Blackbeard matchup with this deck that we just went undefeated with Sunday at locals. So I decided to go ahead and throw some Blackbeard games together to show y'all boys today. As you can tell by the title of the video. Hey, but before we get into the deck list, let me mention this giveaway we're having. All right, crew. So we're doing a giveaway for this custom straw hat leader right here. It's a double-sided it's a RP Luffy, of course, but it's a double-sided leader card right here. So you got the transparent border on one side, you know what I'm saying, nice and shiny, and then we got the red border on the other side. Got the leader effect, everything for y'all boys. So we having a giveaway for this card right here. I got two of them I'm gonna be giving away to two lucky winners. You must be subscribed, you know what I'm saying? Hey, like the video for your boy and drop a comment down below on which custom leader you would like to see in the future. But let's get into the deck list. Alright, crew, so here's the deck list. It's pretty much the same as what I was playing in the tournament, but I was mentioning in the last video that I do want to add the 6 Carls Brooks. So we did cut a Miss Double Finger, we cut one of the Nico Robins, and we cut one of the Onamis, and we added in the 3 Brooks. Would I still beat the Blackbeards without the Brooks? Probably yes, just because I know how to play the matchup. But there's no need to go over the deck list. If you want a full breakdown of the deck list, just go to my past like 3 videos. You can check it out. But let's get into the gameplay, crew. All right, crew. So here's our first match against Blackbeard. We have the Black Maria in hand. So, we got ramp. That's our main thing. We want to ramp so we can drop our big bodies as quick as possible. We don't really care about their effect because, he does turn off our effects. So it is what it is. So that's our goal. That's what we're going to do right now. We took second away from him too, by the way. You want to take second away from him if you can. If not, it doesn't matter. I do think I have a going first game on here as well. And I'll show you how to play that matchup too. And I will also show you how to play the game out if you do misplay, or you miss sequence, should I say. So I want to use my Onami blocker here because she doesn't have a lot of attack. So anytime I have the Onami blocker, I would always trash that over the Frankie, because we do want to use Frankie as an attacker here. We do want to get rid of his Lafitte because we don't want him getting extra value out of it. He does have another one, unfortunately, but kind of the pill we have to swallow at the moment. He did have 2 Lafittes in opening hand. He's on his 5 Dawn turn here. Plays out of Burgess. That's kind of annoying. And he was going down pretty low cards in hand right now, so I'm not too worried. He does get this search off, but we do have a Black Maria we can attack into it with the next turn. And I can't remember if he black holes me here. He does black hole me, but we don't care anyway. We don't care about the effect because our goal is to get a body down every turn. We take the hit, we get a Zoro. That's perfect for us here. So I'm just splitting Dawn, deciding what exactly I want to play out. It'll probably be the Zoro, to be honest. We attack 5 here. We might even play the Sanji out just so he can't KO it as easy. And yeah, we do go with the Sanji here. Play the biggest body out as possible is always a good thing. But if you have multiple low cost bodies, you can play those out as well. So probably the following turn, I'm already thinking about playing the Rono Zoro and the Sanji out in one turn. You do like to be able to play out a body with a Dawn attached to your leader, just because it does give them that +1 cost, so it's a whole lot harder for them to remove. But you don't always have that luxury. You have to play it. You have to play it how you play it, you know what I mean? He attacks in 7k here. We're going to take that hit as well, which is kind of risky. But you have to play risky in this matchup. Just because we want him to turn his Burgess sideways so we can at least get them off the field. But he decides not to attack with his Burgess. So we got an interesting play here. We do got 2 Rono Zoros in hand. And we have a Nico Robin. So we're probably going to try to utilize that. We're just going to swing a blind 5 here. He takes, of course. They take it majority of the time. And we're going to swing a 7 here. And we're probably going to play out 2 Rono Zoros and the Nico Robin as well. And we'll leave one down up for Gum Gum Giant just in case. So going wide, quick as possible. We got our opponent down to 2 life. So we're already set up to go for game. He's only on his 9-don turn this turn, so he does not have a Blackbeard to play. Or a teach. He can't play a teach. So his only option here is to play a blocker out. And he actually trashes his blocker. I don't know why. I think that is a misplay on his part. But we'll see how it goes. He does liberation my Nico Robin, so I do lose my blocker. But if he tries to kill my Sanji here, I'm definitely going to protect it with everything I got if I have to. He's going 2 at life. We'll just 2k counter out. If he turns his Burgess sideways, I might just take them off the field, to be honest. If I can't secure game, which I probably can't secure game considering what I have on the board. So we'll just go ahead and Gum Gum Giant to save. We get into 2 more blockers, so that's perfect. If we don't kill him on the crackback. So here we're just gonna split Don up. Put one on lead first before I attack, just in case he gets some kind of crazy trigger to KO like a certain cost. We want to have our cost on our character as high as possible before we attack then. He actually counters out of that there, so now I know he's cooked. He has 1 card in hand, so we can safely swing 7 and there's no way he can counter out. And then we can go 9 here probably, or 8. We can go 8 here, to be honest. He has to have 2 2Ks in hand, and then we can go 9 and that should be GG's. You would have to have a 2K, 2K, 1K to get out of that, and the chances of that is very low, so we can safely go for that here. And we secure the first win. So we're not too bad, not too bad. Let's get on to the next game, and just to show y'all these games are back to back, I'm just gonna go scan through. Alright, here we go. We're on the next game here. Second Blackbeard player. We're looking for the Rona Zoro in the opening hand. We're looking for a Frankie. Anybody that we can play, they can attack. That's what we're looking for in opening hand, or even Black Maria with one of those bodies as well is good, just because his teach effect does not affect Black Maria. She still can do her effect. Attack 7 here. I usually take the first one against Blackbeard just to see if I can get any more low cost bodies to play out. And right here, I can't remember if this is the one where I missed sequence right here. Okay, no, I don't. I attack first. Right here we get 2 Zoros in hand, so this is a perfect way to go wide right here. So we'll do the first Zoro's effect, and then we'll ramp. Now, oh, I forgot okay, so right here I misplayed. He had a liberation trigger, and I've never had anybody really use a liberation trigger on me. So he used a liberation trigger on my leader, and I wasn't paying attention here. So when I played out the Zoro, my leader effect is actually negated, so I won't get the extra dime back to play out the other Zoro. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, because I literally could have just played out the Sanji instead, which would have been a bigger body and harder for him to remove. But that's a small misplay. But we're gonna work with what we got regardless. I probably should have still, in hindsight, put a Dawn on lead just to make my Rona Zoro at 4 cost. Not that it matters, but it might have made it harder for him to remove it with the other guy, the little low cost guy. I forget his name. Little horseback riding motherfucker. So we counter out with our Nami here because she is our lowest attacker in hand. We play the Burgess out. So my Zoros actually survived, so that's nice. Unfortunately, we're only going to be on 5 Dawn next turn because I misplayed that. That's fine. So here we'll probably put 1 on Zoro, 1 on lead, and then we'll play out another Zoro. See what he does here. I should have went ahead and strapped 1 up the lead, but I did not want to tell him what I was gonna do here. So sometimes you gotta just, blind swing. Don't really want to tell your opponent what you're about to do. But in hindsight, I probably would have just went ahead and put 1 on Luffy. I don't think it matters. He actually countered out there. He goes down to 3 cards in hand, which I like to see. We go ahead and replace that card for him. We play out our other Zoro here. So he plays out a Van Augur, into the dot Q. Yes, the dot Q is the one that can KO. He is gonna KO our active one, and I am going to protect the one that's rested with all my counter. Another reason why I don't like countering out of lead hits early against Blackbeard is because I need my counter to protect my characters. You always want to protect your characters against Blackbeard if you can. He goes 7 in, and I should just KO. I should just protect. We do got some big bodies to play, so that's fine. We'll go 1 on lead here. More than likely, we could just KO his board right now and be safe. So that's what we're gonna do. I am black hole, so my character effects are turned off. That's unfortunate. Thinking here, instead of playing, I might as well just get rid of this Burgess, because that card's gonna be annoying. It'll only be on 9 his next turn. So we're not too worried about that. We're not too worried about him getting the Blackbeard out. He only has 3 life. So if he does black holes, he's gonna be very low cards in hand, and we're not too worried about it at that. He draws that this is my age. He really needs to get removal for the Zoro here, because if he doesn't, I'm not gonna let it go. He's out of Burgess. If he attacks it for 7, he's got it. He does attack it for 7. That's unfortunate. We have to lose our body here, but it's all good. It's all good. He did black hole us. We do get a Sanji, the 7 drop, but it is our only counter. So probably Gecko Moria play here, or the 5 drop Sanji and leave Don open. Yeah, Gecko Moria. So I'm trying to decide here between killing his Lafitte so he can search the Blackbeard possibly. But we're just gonna go into life. We want to get him low as possible. Oh, he used the Shigun finger pistol, so he actually trashed 2 Blackbeards there, which is unfortunate for him, but he did draw into 1. So, you know, there's that. So we're gonna counter out of the Blackbeard hit because it's the lowest attack coming in at us. Hits us for 10k. He only has 1 card in hand, so if he black holes us here, we're probably gonna just clear his board up. Do get a blocker, so I'll probably go 8 on Luffy, then play out the blocker. 8 on Luffy, swing into his Burgess, and then play out the blocker so he cannot kill us the next turn. And if he doesn't want to give us the Burgess, then he can give us the Blackbeard. If he gets the Blackbeard, it's probably a mistake. See what he does here. He gives us the Blackbeard. That's unfortunate for him. I know he has 2 in trash, so the chances of him having the 4th one, hey look, he's got the 4th one. Chances of him having the 4th one was low, I was gonna say, but hey, it is what it is. He's got the 4th one. It doesn't matter though. He has 1 card in hand. If he uses lead effect, he has 0 cards in hand. So we know we can get the Burgess for free then, and we're cooking. He goes down to 0 cards in hand. That's unfortunate for him. I do have a Frankie and a Sanji I can play this turn if I didn't want to try to go for his board. But I think board is the best move here probably. I would probably go 6 on and just swing, or probably 7 on and swing 12. But we're going 8. I don't know why. I'm going to leave 2 open Don to bluff Gum Gum Giant here. Bluffing Giant's always good. If he turns his Teach sideways, then he pretty much is going to be cooked, because I'm going to kill his Teach, and that would be his 4th Teach in the grave. You always want to keep a you know, an eye on what they have in grave, because it does matter, and knowledge is, you know, the key to winning. Plays out another Burgess here. Probably going to go heavy into our life with the Teach. He goes 5 in with dot Q. I'm not gonna give him that. He should have went all in with the Teach to get that life out. He wanted the extra attacks. So we are black hole here, and it's not looking too great. It's not looking too good for us here. Let's see what we do. I think bluffing the Gum Gum Giant is probably the best thing to do. Play the Sanji out. Wing 7 here and see if he wants to free block with his teach, which he probably should just take here. But if he blocks, then that's going to be a mistake on his part. He actually blocks that attack. So we do have enough to go into his teach now and remove his teach from the board. So we go 12 into 12. Sometimes you got to play that psychological game with your opponent. Winging 7 there was great. I don't know why he turned the thing sideways. He plays out a Laboon and a Van Augur, and he KOs the Sanji, which is completely pointless. He has 0 cards in hand, so he cannot use his effect on us, which is unfortunate for him. He swings 12 and a 9 there, and he goes 5 and a life. We just take. We have gear 5 in hand, and he has no black hole effect, so this guy is cooked right here. Bam, bam. Go ahead and tell him GG because it's over. No way he could survive, and that is game number 2. Let's get on to game number 3. Oh, here we go. We're already in here. Alright, so I go first. We got some blockers in hand. We got some bodies that we can swing with. Right here is the game that I misplay, and I missequence. I wouldn't say it's a misplay, but it's a missequence. You always want to swing first before you play your body out in case they get a trigger. But I don't know what I was thinking here. I play the body out and I swing, and he takes, and guess what? He gets a trigger. So we're already starting off bad. He has 2 searchers, and we just lost our body, our attacking body. So we're looking bad right now, but that's okay. If you make a mistake, you can always recover from it. Don't give up. So at this point, I'm thinking, well, I can attack into one of his searchers, right? I can attack into one of his searchers, but he still got the other searcher to search with, and he just drew a Vasco shot. So more than likely, he's gonna play the blocker out, and he does. That's unfortunate for us. He swings 5, and we're just gonna take the first one as usual. We do have a Frankie, so we're gonna go swing 5 into his Lafitte and see if he wants to give us the blocker here. He does give us the blocker here. We put 1 on lead just to buff our Frankie's cost. So now our Frankie's a 5 cost, so he can't just liberation us and get a free kill. And you best believe we're attacking with this Frankie next turn. So next turn we'll be on 7 Don. It's probably a good move to put 1 on lead, swing. That'll leave us 6 Don and play out Frankie and then one of the blockers. Just to, flood the board a little bit. Yeah, our blockers are low attack, but that's not an issue. We're basically gonna use them for their job and to help remove these low costs if needed. He draws the Burgess. Probably gonna play the Burgess out here. Literally can't remember what he did. Swings 9 here. I'm fine with that as well. We take. Alright, so we're down to 2 life, so we're definitely gonna have to play a blocker out. So we'll swing 5 with the Frankie first. Probably should have put a Don on lead first, but I'm pretty sure if you see me swing on the Frankie, you know, if we lose it, we lose it at that point. Our main objective now is to fill this board up. I'm thinking about playing the Sanji, then I'm like, well, I can go ahead and get a blocker out. But we're playing the Sanji. We're just staying true to playing the biggest body possible. He is on 3, 6, 7, 8. He's on 8 down right now. So he did go second. Do got some decent counter in hand. Should be a little bit harder for him to remove this Sanji. If he does remove it, then hey, it is what it is, you know. But he definitely has to worry about this Frankie as well. We have 2 big attackers on board right now. Yeah, they're not the biggest, but they. It's a dot Q, so now I'm assuming he's got a way to probably KO either the Frankie or the Sanji. Maybe an Ice Age or something, I don't know. They do play Ice Ages. I guess this is my age. It's searching crazy. Shit ton of cards in hand. This match should probably be unwinnable. But we're playing the blocker build, so we have a shit ton of blockers. He does KO our Frankie there. Probably gonna swing 6 in a life. When we counter out of that, we should. Alright. So here, we should go 7 on, yep, swing in. He actually counters out of the attack. It lets me know he's scared. So we're gonna keep the pressure up. And here we should go ahead and play out our Frankie and then probably the Nico Robin, since she does have the most attack out of all the blockers. He's thinking about countering out of this, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's it go through. Now we have an 8 cost on board, and then we'll have a 5 cost on board, and we have a 3 cost on board. So if he wants to waste his resources to KO the Nico Robin, I'm completely fine with that. And we're not blocking with the Frankie, so he is on 10 done. He does have his teach. More than likely he's got a teach, but he decides not to use it here because he sees I'm trying to go wide on him. So he's making it his mission to get rid of my board. He KOs the Nico Robin, and that's fine. That was my whole point in playing her, is to go wide, because worst come to worst, 3 on Nico Robin, you're attacking lead. So, you know, 10 on turn, 5 on Nico Robin, not a bad idea. You're swinging 7 into life. 3 7s is nothing to play with. He swings 6K here. We probably should use Black Maria to counter out, or Gum Giant to cycle and try to get another attacking body. We use the Gum Giant. We do get into a Brook here, which is perfect. Alright, so our turn, we should have 9 done. Yes, sir. Probably should go 2 on, swing 7 7. And then play out the Brook. Swing 7 here. See what our opponent wants to do. Are you gonna take, buddy, or are you gonna let it go? He counters out. That's fine. Let's get him down to 1 life. Go 7. We'll play Brook and we'll bluff a Gum Gum Giant. So now, if he does want to play his Teach, he literally has to stop the Brook. I guess I was considering playing the Usohachi and maybe another card just to go wide, but there's no point in doing that. But there is that option as well, because we could have played Usohachi and then both Shikis, and we would have had bodies to attack with. But there's no reason to do that. Now when you got the Brook, we can just play the Brook out and he has to use his Blackbeard effect on the Brook, or we can minus 2k on his Blackbeard. One of his other cards, not that his other cards matter. But he's probably only got a 5k attack coming in as if he does use his Blackbeard, and we're fine with that. But we set our board up to where he only can use Blackbeard if he wants to survive. Let's see what our opponent does here. Waiting on our opponent. I guess he's trying to calculate and figure out what's going on. He does play the Blackbeard out. Or maybe he was reading the Brook effect. Plays the Blackbeard out. He does lock down our Brook. We're fine with that. We still got a big 7k attacker on board. We probably should just counter out with the Nami here. Here my plan is to attack in and then play out both Shikis, so there's no way he can kill us. Or I can attack in, play out a Shiki and a Sanji. So there's two options here. Both of them are good. He counters out there. So here I'm like, okay, probably should just leave 9 up and swing. Or we can strap Sanji up over the Blackbeard's attack and then swing that way. Which that's what we decided to do. Swinging a perfect 12 at him, see if he wants to turn his Blackbeard sideways and get rid of some more counter in hand. If he does that, it's fine as well, because we do have 2 blockers to play out here. He goes down to 0 life, we play out both our blockers, and he's pretty much cooked in this situation right here. Does worst come to worst, I'm putting 4 on Shiki, 4 on Shiki, 5, 5, and then 7, and then whatever. Or I could go 4, 4, 7, 7. So it'd be 5, 5, 7, 7. So 4 on each Shiki, that's 5k coming in at you, and then 7, 7, you're cooked. Our opponent's analyzing our board state here and not realizing that he's checkmated yet. Go through a little bit. Says sorry, let me think. He's thinking. No problem, no problem. Go ahead and take your time, man. Think about it. He says well played, so I'm assuming he gives up there. I'm curious what he has in hand. Okay, so he did play out another Blackbeard here, and he tries to attack our Sanji, and I just give him the Shiki blocker. And he swings 5 at life. And I just give him a 2k. He black holes, but it doesn't matter. I go 6 on Shiki. That's 7 right there. And then I can go 7 and then 9, and there's no way he's surviving that. He only has 2k counter in hand. Pretty much that's how you play the Blackbeard matchup, man. If y'all have any more questions, it's not the worst matchup in the world for us. Like, yeah, it sucks we don't get our own plays, but as long as you establish bodies each turn, You can pretty much overwhelm the Blackbeard player. And if you ever make the mistake like I did in the beginning of playing your body out and then it gets KO'd, you pretty much have to ignore their board for the most part at that point in time and just keep going wide and swinging every turn. So if y'all enjoy the content, man, hey, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button, man. And let me know how y'all doing them teachings, man. If you got any more information on the teach matchup, hey, put it in the comments down below and let the people know, man. But until next time, peace.